Welcome back, everyone, to the front line with Joe and Joe Pasillo and Joe Resinello. Once more, let us go into the breach. You know, Joe, let me tell you something. This is what I'm getting tired of. There's so many fronts in this battle that we're in. Culture war, political fronts, not being able to gain anything politically because of the shenanigans of the left. But the press, and we always hammer at this at the front line with Joe and Joe, the press are such liars. And remember something, there are lies of omission too. So when they get out there and they call Donald Trump a hater and they call him a fascist and they call him violent and all these things, okay, they're lying. You want to know why they're lying? Because even though Donald Trump has said things that make us all kind of cringe a little bit, I want to play you something, Joe. It's about a minute, okay, or a couple minutes, and I want to play it for our audience. And you tell me if what you see is not violence and hatred.
All over the country, maybe there will be.
There needs to be unrest in the streets for as long lives.
You got to be ready to throw a punch. You have to be ready to throw a punch.
Donald Trump, I think you need to go back and punch him in the face.
That I thought he should have punched him in the face.
Feel like punching him.
I'd like to take him behind the gym if I were in high school. If we were in high school, I'd take him behind the gym and beat the hell out of him.
No, I wish we were in high school. I could take him behind the gym.
I will go and take Trump out tonight.
Take him out now.
Okay. When was the last time an actor assassinated a president?
They're still going to have to go out and put a bullet in Donald Trump.
Show me where it says that protests are supposed to be polite and peaceful.
I have thought an awful lot about blowing up the White House.
Please, get up in the face of some Congress people.
People will do what they do.
I want to tell you, Gorsuch, I want to tell you, Kavanaugh, you have released the whirlwind, and you will pay the price.
We're going to go in there, we're going to impeach the...
This is just a warning to you Trumpers. Be careful.
So, Joe, you see where they go with that? Be careful. Be careful. What are they saying, Joe? They're telling you right to your face, when your guy even misspeaks a little bit, we're going to jump all over him. He's the biggest. He's Mussolini. He's Hitler. He's this. He's that. What was that I just showed? Did we make those words up? Did we rip them out of context? Why Chuck Schumer, because of the feckless Republicans, is still a United States senator is beyond me. How a guy shoots Steve Scalise, a Bernie Sanders supporter shoots Steve Scalise, and Joy Reid justifies it by saying that Steve Scalise is anti-abortion and anti-marriage equality. Who are the violent ones, Joe? And my point here is that it's the press. It's the press in America, more than anything else, that let them get away with this. I'm disgusted when I see things like this, Joe. I need your help. I need your help, brother.
Well, let's put it this way. They keep harping on January 6th. Now, let's be honest. January 6th, it was an embarrassment. It should never have happened because, to be honest with you, it didn't achieve anything. It was almost like a fraternity stunt. I remember watching it as it was happening. I was just like, this is the stupidest thing I have ever seen. And to be honest with you, if I was there and someone was with me about to go into the White House, this is what I would have said. You're going to get shot. You don't storm the Cap. You're going, because to be honest with you, if I was a cop and someone was storming the White House, my gun is drawn. That's what you're trained to do. Outside of that, and that was a stupid thing, and I'm not pointing fingers at what's it called? Who incited?
I hear you. We're talking more generally. I hear you.
What we just listened to is appalling, and it's given a pass. And to your point, Joe, these are not made up words. They're not my words. No one cares. I said this to my wife last night. There is no question in my mind. What is said at the kitchen table of many of these people, if me and my wife and my children as practicing Roman Catholics were arrested and taken off to some camp, they wouldn't care. They wouldn't blink an eye. They wouldn't say a word. In fact, privately, they would say, good. They're a scourge in this country. And people say, oh, you're being hyperbolic. No, I'm not.
Go look at what they did to Mark Houck and the silence of the leftist media. Go look at what they did to that man, and they know it, Joe. They know it. They know that Merrick Garland overplayed his hand when he sent 24 agents there with long rifles to arrest him. They know in their hearts. You want to talk about around the kitchen table? They know that that was a sham. They know that that was a show of force. That was a message that the left was sending through Merrick Garland. Don't mess around. What did Mark Houck do? He defended his son. He prevented an abortion, a Planned Parenthood worker from going after his son by simply putting his arm out. The guy fell down. The guy sued Mark Houck. That was dismissed.
But
The
even
DA didn't pursue
just
the
to
case.
talk about that for a second, Joe, even if they wanted to say arrest him for assault, for that, you bring machine guns to the guy's house with his kids.
Right.
Like what if I was the chief of police and I saw the footage of that? I would have been like, all you idiots, get in my office. You're going to go to a guy's house. Let's just put it down in those terms. Say you wanted to charge him. That's how you do it? Are you idiots?
Right.
Like that is like that's just in a practical. You go to his house, you knock on the door, and you say, listen, there's been a charge put up against you. We need you to go to the police station. Please come with me.
Right.
I will guarantee you he would have.
No, Joe, I'll do you one better. His lawyers said he will turn himself in
That's
voluntarily.
my point.
Right.
That's my point. And that's just speaking practically.
Right.
Like from an administrative, like you're like the chief of police or the captain in charge of that like group of men, that SWAT team. That was ridiculous. Once again, the press is perfectly fine with that.
Yeah.
Perfectly
Around their kitchen
fine.
table, everybody you just saw in that clip we played was applauding Merrick Garland. You know they were around their own kitchen table saying, good, we need to send a message to these Catholics and these other people who want to go against our agenda. You don't have any constitutional rights. We'll take them away and we'll show you how we're going to do it. That's exactly what that's what everybody in that video. And another point, Joe, let's get a little Nork here for a second. Cory Booker is going to punch Donald Trump in the face. Okay. Maxine Waters is going to punch Donald Trump in the face. Nancy Pelosi, they're a joke.
But the thing is, I know what you're saying, but the problem is they're encouraging their people to do it.
I want to say, that's what I was going to say. I want your opinion. But Joe, listen to the language. They're saying it. Go punch him in the face. What if I turned around or you turned around and said, you know what? People need to get up in the face of Cory Booker, Senator Cory Booker.
They'd come arrest you. They'd come to your house and arrest you.
Right.
And
but he
frankly,
could say that.
No one should say that. You see, this is what I'm saying. Dude, I've said this and I'm going to say it publicly. If Donald Trump becomes the president, by the way, Barack Obama a couple days ago came out and said to the DNC, you better take him serious because he's a lot in terms of his base. His position, his basically position in the GOP is a lot stronger than you think it is. Barack Obama just said that.
Right.
If RFK runs as a third-party independent, Donald Trump's the president. He's the president. And that's a possibility.
Right.
So my point is, and I'm going to say it publicly, they're going to kill him. If they can't kill him, they're going to try because they have nowhere else to go. This is what they've been pointing towards. You just heard it out of their mouth, these people inciting violence. And I'm going to tell you this. They point to January 6th. If Donald Trump is elected president, you will see acts of violence that make January 6th look like Disneyland. And not only won't it be covered, it will be excused and talked about in a way that justifies it. You heard it here. That is a fact.
And you know how we know that and why we know Joe Rossinello at the front line with Joe and Joe is not talking out of his butt? Because we saw it happen in 2020 because they burned down cities and they were allowed to do it. So get it straight, everybody out there who listens to us here. The violence, not only in practice, okay, but also in the words that people use, the incitement to violence is all coming from the left. And I'm tired of hearing it. Well, both sides do it. No, they don't. I don't hear people on the right talking like people that you just showed in that clip. And if there are, then you out there, if you disagree with Joe and Joe, go put it out there. Joe, give me a final word.
their statement, but it's a threat to democracy. Replace the word democracy with it's a threat to my power, my position, my ideology. Democracy allows people to have differences of opinion, and that is voted upon by the people. That's not a threat to democracy. That is democracy.
That's right. Thanks for joining us at the front line with Joe and Joe. Stick around for more great content. Wherever you see us on social media, please like, subscribe, share, and do all that fun stuff. Help us out. We'll see you soon.